Hello, welcome to the channel. This is the second episode of Good Take, the series of videos in which I discuss music production, thought process, and artistic vision. And in today's episode, we're going to talk about Grace Campbell and her latest single, Goodbye. So a little bit about Grace before we start. She's a singer-songwriter and she was voted 2024 Best Pop Artist of West Virginia, which is her home state. The single came out August 4th, 2025, so very recently, and I am the mixing and mastering engineer on that song.
Call me hopeless. I should've caught my flight. I should've seen you there, sent you off a sweet goodbye. I should've never said I would've followed you.
So first off, my first goal is building a better song before mixing. When I received the raw files, I could tell the performance was amazing. In fact, when you're listening to the finished song, you're listening to an entire full take, not comped. Now, the performance is amazing, but the recording was, I would say, it lacked a little bit of excitement, meaning that it was recorded very bland, very, no effects. But it means that during mixing, I'm gonna have to bring in a little bit more to make the tones and sounds a little bit more exciting. So first of all, I received the rhythm section and lead vocals. That was it. No guitar solo, no other instrument, no BGVs, plain rhythm section, lead vocals. So the first thing Grace told me was, my guitar player Jake is gonna record 2 guitar solos that are gonna be added in the middle of the song and then at the end. And when I got these, already the song was much better. Obviously, when you get a sick guitar solo, obviously it makes the song better. The second thing was, when I was listening to the song, the vocals are great, but when the verse 2 comes in, it's kind of like a repetition of verse 1, and the lack of BGVs can make it a little boring sometimes for the listener. So my first comment was, okay, we should add some background vocals to this song. So Grace is a super good background vocal writer because she is always right in the middle, in the just middle point. She's never doing too much, never doing too less. She has great taste and it's always supporting, it's always helping the song. So she sent me some BGVs and she was like, okay, I made a bunch, just pick and choose, and it's okay if you don't use everything. But it was so good that I ended up using all of them because, as I said, she has great taste and it's never too much. These background vocals support a very good performance of lead vocals and they create a very good variation under the lead. So now let's dive into vocal production a little bit more. There are 2 aspects to that. On one side, you have the lead vocals, and on the other side, you have the background vocals. Sometimes the 2 are kind of blend in, but let's start with lead vocals. So for lead vocals, I went super simple. Actually, I think mixing Grace's vocals is one of the simplest things that there is. She has a very clear voice, so it's very easy to bring it in the mix. She has a natural presence in terms of frequencies, so I didn't do much. Nice compression, nice reverb, nothing too fancy. And the reason for that is because this song and her songs in general, to me, are very authentic. There is a very simple, authentic vibe to them. And so that means that I have to translate this authenticity in the mix. And so that means no artificial thing, no fancy effect. If the song is authentic, I have to bring and translate that through the mix. Now, on the other hand, we have background vocals. So here's the thing. This song is still pop, and pop is super precise. And these background vocals need to happen in key moments, which is what she's doing. And maybe here I can take a little bit more freedom with effects. So what I did for them on the mix, more delays, more reverbs. I think I have 3 different reverbs and 3 different delays for the background vocals, because I can create their own environment, their own space. And that way, the entire vocal performance is not mono-dimensional. You have one dimension with the lead vocals and you have another dimension with the background vocals. And they are always blending with each other.
I should have never said goodbye. Should have never said goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Now, last but not least, what makes this song work so well? And if you paid attention, you probably noticed there is an element that I didn't talk about before. And this element is bass. The bass line in this song is what makes it so good. For a very simple reason. It's actually super busy, and I'm gonna put a little extract of the solo bass right now.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Bye-ba-da-da-da-da.
So as you can tell, it's a very busy line sometimes. Sometimes it gets a bit more simple. Sometimes it's busy. And it supports the vocal performance so well. And the key of this song is really having super nice vocals, crystal clear, and the story is delivered perfectly. And to support that, this bass line, in my opinion, is super solid. It's the perfect bass for her and actually the rest of the band to bring their musicianship together. This bass line drives the entire song. And mixing wise, I didn't do much to it, just, nice EQ, super simple EQ move, super simple compression, and the trick was already done. The line speaks for itself. And sometimes you don't really pay attention to it, but it's in the background of the song, driving it. And so to me, it makes this very low-key element being actually the centerpiece of the song. Alright, so that will do it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I encourage you to go check out Grace on platforms. I will put some of her links in the description down below. And if you're an artist and you're potentially interested in working together or collaborating, you also have all the information needed in the descriptions down below. Thank you, and I see you next time.